Starbucks fixed its turnover number, but that hasn't fixed the root cause. I'm going to walk you through why this misalignment could cause disaster and what HR could do next. I'm Nicholas Andrews, and this is my project on the Starbucks Corporation. Starbucks runs about 10,000 company-operated stores in the U.S., staffed mainly by hourly baristas and shift supervisors. The business depends on speed, consistency, and personal connection at the counter. Baristas are the core of the customer experience, and have enough engaged staff is essential. In 2022, partner turnover reached 65%. Starbucks took action, and turnover is now below 50%. But in 2025, our survey found that 91% of baristas had worked in understaffed stores in the past 3 months. The turnover rate improved, but the staffing problem remains. Understaffing leads to worse service, missed breaks, and stressed managers. It is also driving union organizing at more than 600 stores. With sales already under pressure, not fixing staffing gaps puts the company turnover at risk. The first main issue is workforce planning. Stores set labor hours based on projected sales, but this approach does not match how orders come in today. In-store, mobile, delivery, and drive-through orders all happen at the same time, and all rely on the same staff. Inside the company, only a third of workers say that their store is consistently staffed. Managers say they do not have time to build schedules or coach staff because they're busy covering the espresso bar themselves. This is a clear gap between staffing, supply, and demand. The second main issue is pay. The median Starbucks worker earns less on the federal poverty line for one person. The union is asking for a $20 minimum wage for baristas, which shows that there's a gap between what workers are paid and what is needed in today's job market. Starbucks now offers weekly pay, more tips, and team bonuses at the store level. However, the bonus depends on team performance, not store traffic. This can frustrate good workers at quieter stores, making the bonus less motivating. These two problems make each other worse. When shifts are understaffed, baristas take on more physical and emotional work. If pay does not match this extra effort, the job turns unsustainable, even if the turnover rate looks better on paper. Workforce planning and pay are not separate problems. These are two sides of the same issue. Lean staffing keeps labor costs low, but it also keeps wages low and makes the job less attractive, especially since the work is already demanding. Recommendation 1. First, rebuild the store staffing model using current data on how orders come in, not just past sales averages. Make sure mobile, delivery, and drive-through orders are counted so labor hours match what's actually needed, not just last year's numbers. This means adding point of sale and app order data into the scheduling platform Starbucks already uses. Start by testing this in busy markets and giving store managers the ability to adjust hours when demand increases instead of sticking to a fixed weekly budget. Recommendation 2. Set a clear minimum wage that is based on local living wage data, not just what competitors pay. Fund this in part with savings from better scheduling. This step directly addresses the pay gap that leads to higher turnover in union activity. Better workforce planning lowers overtime and emergency coverage costs. These savings can help pay for the wage increase so that the cost is not just added on top. Roll out the changes by the region, starting with areas where cost of living is highest. Recommendation 3. Change the team bonus system so it takes store traffic into account and not just performance. This way, baristas at quieter stores have a fair chance to earn the same recognition at those busier locations. Together, these changes address the real reasons employees are dissatisfied, not just the turnover rate. With these steps, there should be fewer missed breaks, faster service recovery, and a better chance to reduce union pressure while keeping flexibility in operations. Starbucks relies on the in-store experience and personal connection with customers. Having enough staff who are paid fairly is more than an HR goal. It's the foundation for the company's entire strategy. It will take time and cost money. Higher wages will put pressure on margins, especially with sales down, and any changes are going to be closely watched during union talks. Rolling out changes in phases and communicating clearly with managers and workers united will be important. Starbucks improved the metric it was measured on, but employees still face the real problem underneath, solving workforce planning and pay together, not just focusing on turnover, is what actually will support the company's turnaround. Thank you for listening to this presentation, and here are my references.